Good day, everyone. So today is going to be another backtesting session. And in our previous video, I mentioned that, we're not really being on the best spot, or, not starting the month in a good momentum. But again, coming on from an extreme win streak, I came from like a 6-day win streak. Not 6-day win streak, technically it was a 6-day win streak, but it's just basically a six straight win streak. And that win streak came to an end with a loss and two break even on this month. And yeah, this is an opportunity for me to really just try to attack, maybe just aim for one-on-ones because this market regime or market condition isn't really presenting or allowing or validating, typical continuation models that tend to break on other market conditions. So let's start this month and currently on the last day of this first week. So see here, first let's go on the news. This news on 8:30. Mm, the data high and data low was already taken out, so that's not significant to me anymore. Because I remain bullish here, I would really like to take a longs out of, all of this LR right now. And we feel this 15 minute. A long here would look good. Extremely discretionary if I said I wanted to take this long right now. Um, as much as I have a strong conviction on it, I won't take it. Since the market condition wasn't really the best at the moment, but that would bang. Oh my gosh. But at least, I was right on that. Really just conviction based, but I was focusing too much on discretionary-ish trades and wasn't able to materialize. And as much as possible, I want to show you more systematic type of trades because this discretion is built from market experience and it really cannot be taught. Because if I took this trade, you probably say, bro, why you take that? Why you take this? But bro, I took it because I saw something you didn't. And that is something that is, that just really can't be taught. But yeah, that was a banger there. Too hard if I did take it, but I didn't. So just wait here. Maybe you can get a retrace. Really steep retrace. All right. Why though? Look at the correlated asset. Hourly gap. There's an equal high here. We need to go higher still. This unfilled hourly remains an unfilled. It's pretty much like an equal high. We have to go higher here. Same with NQ. There's still an unfilled hourly here. This is just probably like a manipulation maybe. Look at the 5 minute. Let's see the 5 minute. Oh, the 5 minute inverse. Oh, come on. We have a soup short. All right. I'll validate this short. I'll flip my bias for today. What were my confluence? 5 minute inverse for value gap. Taking off a equal high here. In this case, a buy side liquidity. Oh, yes, already took that hourly high, which makes this even better. All right. This is a perfect short right now. Thankfully, check yes. Confluence, we had a 5 minute inverse for value gap. We got a 3 minute turtle soup here on this DPR. 3 minute DPR. Turtle soup. Let's look for any sort of gaps. Still currently in this unfilled 15 minute. We can aim for the 15-minute lower. Yeah. Yeah, I'll aim for this 15-minute lower here. We might can go break even here because it's 5 minute intermediate low. So focusing again on the 1OR. This was an A plus setup. If this fails, I don't really know what's wrong, but this is really an A plus A plus A plus setup that I'm willing to take day in, day out. S plus setup here. We can move the stop loss there. Let's get a 1-1 here. All right, just a clean 1-1. This is an S plus rate model, guys. I love seeing this. Actually gonna risk heavier on this trade. I just really have a strong conviction that this trade would bang. I want to risk 2%. That's a little over 2%. I only want to risk 2% on this trade. Really strong conviction. That should be good. And take profit there. This is an S plus, S plus, and I have really strong conviction this one. Let's see. Confluence first before we take a trade. I really want to take longs because this hourly gap wasn't filled yet by ES. And also complements that means there's a bearish S&T, higher time from bearish S&T, where the correlated assets took an hourly gap, which NQ clearly didn't. So look here, this hourly gap, higher time from bearish S&T, and also a fair value gap S&T, which is um, higher confluence. We also inverse here, but not yet the first percentage, but it shows that we are rejecting. And in this case, we also have like an internal S&T, which was this, I think. Check. No, the 941 was taken out, so what was the main high here? What sort of all of those highs were taken out, so there's like an internal SMT here. So we have like an internal SMT uh, paired with a higher time frame bearish S&P, also on hourly FDS. So that's gonna be that S plus setup. What did I say? It's a really an S plus setup. I'm willing to risk higher on this kind of trades. Acted like an S plus model. So I hope you get there. My um thought process. This is an S plus A plus narrative. Entry was quite steep, but whatever the price presented, I just wanted to capitalize on that and take profit in 1 minute. Perfect S plus. And you might still want to go lower. Actually, we did went lower here, but you know, we might reject on this until 15 minute. In this case, it's until 15 minutes, and might not want to go lower. And I just really took the low hanging fruit. Um, we could have capitalized more on this, definitely. If I took like a bigger, maybe stop loss type of entry like this type thing, but I'm really satisfied with what I took here. Um, could I have done better? Definitely, since we had this higher time frame here. But again, I was still bullish coming onto this trade. I just saw the other confluence that made give me a stronger conviction on this trade, and it definitely materialized. And I would like this better if we had like manipulation this 5 minute BPR. I would have probably aimed lower, but in this case, we just retraced on this 3 minute BPR. Really strong inversion out of it. Really steep stop as well. So and you start getting the low hanging fruit. But if you took the whole pie here, it's gonna be a 3.75 R. But doesn't really matter. Risk pretty heavy on this trade as it should be, and really played out beautifully. Like this is the sell side that we just wanted to take and went higher. A really good trade there. Finally caught an S plus trade in an S plus narrative with an S plus delivery. Um, just took the piece of the pie, and for me, it's really important get a W in the day, execute what is meant to be executed. This case, I just really want to take profit of 15 minutes because we could just literally jack off that. Let's say the 15 minute, we can just like tap it, like in just one candle, like let's say like this. We just sorry, just chop, 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 or in worst case, total our, entry break, get a break even and do this. So kind of like an AMD setup here. There's like a little distribution leg here. Then we did another sort of accumulation, manipulation, and the distribution leg. I just get like this first part of the move because this could, what could possibly happen. But basically, we had just a really nice kind of like flush to the downside. It was quite on the chalky side, but still delivered underdrawn liquidity. In this case, I just sell some liquidity. And yeah, it's gonna be all for today's episode. Finally, we were able to find, a decent market condition before the weekend. And yeah, you just gotta really execute your system, trust your system. Again, we are in the system. We might experience the losing part of statistics, but as long as you always 100% of the time execute the system, you'll win X percent of the time. In this case, my model in the first 2 years, I have like a 70% win rate plus, in average. And currently on this year, doing somewhat better-ish. There were months that I have lower win rates because I take less trades because like on the first 2 years of data, I just really try to get as much setups I can take on a day. But recently, I just take one trade a day. If I get a win, I'm done in the day. If I get a loss, I can try to find another setup. If I get a break even, I can find another setup. But if it's a win, it's out. So I'm like trying to trade this backtesting like a live trade to actually see the profitability wise because I already got the data. Right now, I'm just trying to test the market in a live trade manner because that's gonna be how I'm gonna be trading. Just one trade if I got to win, a loss I can take another trade. Could be the same risk but never higher. Could be like let's say a risk 1% on the day. The next trade could be either 1% or 0.5% risk. If it's a break even, I could do the same, do the same way like on a loss. I could just trade the same way. But on a break even first trade, I can take a higher risk on the next trade as long as it's an S plus setup. And yeah, that's what I'm currently doing right now and how I'm executing my system. So it's gonna be all for this episode and all for today, guys. And I hope you learned a lot here, like the thought process on this S plus setup. Like you can see how much conviction I have when it's really an S plus setup with an S plus narrative, and how I risk heavy because I've seen this type of trades work day in and day out. And you just gotta trust the system, guys. So it's gonna be all for today's video. And yeah, I'm always here to remind you that every time you follow your system, you'll be rewarded. Every time you don't, you'll be punished. That's all for today's video, guys. Peace out.